So we're gonna go again.
Okay.
Wow.
Good. That's a good warm up.
Yeah, that felt really good. Everyone feeling
Warm up,
good?
yeah.
Anyone need any more? I'm sorry. I'm a dipshit.
Did you hit record this time?
I've been recording. I had a mic that wasn't queued up. So,
My mic.
yep, that's the one, the important one.
You know, it's funny because I was looking over here.
I
and
know,
It was pretty flat.
I saw you looking at it, and then I looked and realized, holy cow, I can't believe I just did that. Hey, everybody, I'm Luke. Welcome to This Probably Doesn't Matter. We're excited that you are here to listen again. Across the desk from me this evening is my lovely wife, Katie.
Hello.
Hi, Katie. And joining us is the great Jason Sims.
Hey, how's it going?
Jason, it's so good. I'm glad you're here, man.
I've been waiting all week for this, man.
Yeah, I know we've been talking about getting this going, so it's good to have you on.
Yeah, thanks for coming.
No, glad to be here. I'm, I've listened to the first two. Probably a big part of your listening percentage
I
now.
would say if you listen to both of them, you are a large fraction of the current listening audience. I appreciate that from you.
Oh yeah,
We're gonna get this thing rolling though. It's gonna work out.
I'm gonna listen to this one too.
Perfect.
It's always nice to hear your own voice.
It's gonna be
Oh,
great.
yeah.
Oh, I love to listen.
It's definitely
to after I've
self-serving.
done it.
Hey guys, want to listen to my podcast?
Yeah. Well, I just need everyone to promote it. So now that you're here, you can share it with all your friends.
They'll love it.
Get this thing out there.
Nobody tells me to stop talking. That's for sure.
Hey, I'm sure I've never heard that before myself. Oh. No.
Yeah, never.
Jason, you are a comedian, a magician, man of many skills here in the Wenatchee Valley. Have you always been in the valley?
Yes, for the most part. Grew up in Rock Island, and born and raised here. I made it through high school at Eastmont. Graduated in 01.
Graduated.
Oh yeah.
Hey, it's more than I can say.
Oh man, it was good. That was a shit year to graduate though, just to be honest. 2001, we still had hopes and dreams that summer.
Right.
That shit ended real quick.
I was like 10, so.
Yeah,
wow.
I don't know the age difference here. I'll be 36 in March.
Okay, I turned 30 this year.
Okay, so I'm
I
not too
just
far
turned
ahead.
28.
My wife, in fact, I was in the middle of a work day. I'm sure doing something very productive. My phone rings. I pick up. My wife goes, I was just calling you to tell you turned 30 this year. Like, oh, well, thank you for calling and supplying that information.
No, he was like, did you seriously just call me about that? Go back to work. Do something. He was so mad at me.
I'm a little bit nervous. It's the benchmark, you know. It's
Yeah, it's one.
switching a
That's
decade.
just turning a page.
Yeah, it'll be great.
New adventure.
Yeah,
I'm looking
you're
forward to
like
my
an
30s.
official adult, kind of.
Well, I mean,
Well,
that's
officially
25, right? You
qualified.
can rent a car.
Yeah, I don't know. I turned 30, had the third kid, got a house, got a van, and it was like, good luck, fucker.
Yeah.
It's like, oh shit, I'm
Got
an
a
adult.
van.
How long have you been married?
Dara and I will be married 13 years in April.
Oh, congratulations.
It's pretty wild.
You
Pretty
got,
wild.
okay,
I
so
think
you
I
got
forgot
married
to say
pretty
that
young.
last week at the Valentine's open mic. I don't think I gave any other background. But yeah, we've been married since 06.
That's great.
Do you guys really not wear wedding rings because of the reasons you've said on stage?
Oh, my I admit, yeah, she doesn't wear hers because of feminism, and I don't wear mine because I like to disappoint people.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
I kind of, yeah. So the real, if we want to be real, I actually don't wear one because I do magic, and when I do a coin trick, if I make a coin disappear, but you hear it clink in my other hand,
No, that's
it's
a problem.
not real magic. It's
See-
just in my other hand.
I haven't worn one since about 3 months after we got married. It's for a completely different reason.
Work.
I got really fat.
Oh.
So my
Well, I got him
wedding ring doesn't
I got him
actually
a silicone, and then he lost that one too.
Well, those are very
Well, we
replaceable.
have your real one, but
Silicone, like a silicone spatula.
like rubber. It's just a
Yeah,
rubber,
no, that's
you know.
cool.
Yeah.
They look great. That's nice.
but he lost it. So now I have to buy him a new one.
I do have my real wedding ring still though.
Yes.
It's okay.
Maybe-
This probably doesn't matter.
It doesn't
Oh.
matter. Oh, first plug.
Do I get points for
Hey,
that?
our guest is now in here plugging. I appreciate it. Everyone, be sure to check out the website, thisprobablydoesn'tmatter.com. You can email me, thisprobablydoesn'tmatter@gmail.com, @probablydoesn't on Twitter. And please like, subscribe, comment this podcast. There we go. Hey, way to get I like that. Thanks,
Boom,
Jason.
shakalaka.
You're starting the plugs out.
I'll set them up. You knock them down.
Yeah. Perfect. So, you graduate 2001, and you get out of the valley. Most people like to get out of the valley.
I went. I did a 2-year stint at the Art Institute of Seattle, chasing the dream of making movies.
All right.
I ended up just making a drinking problem.
Okay.
When you grow up here and there's nothing to do, and then you move away, and then there's no rules, and you live in a city, and you can literally do anything.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. It is culture shock.
Life doesn't prepare you for some of those choices.
For sure.
I did that for 5 years. So.
Yeah.
It's just kind of like, ooh, city life. Like, I mean, I grew up in a wheat field in Waterville, so it's like,
yeah,
boom,
my
life.
Sweet little wheat puff. So yeah, it's good to get the drinking out of the way. I'm still working on getting mine out of the way, but we'll see when
Well, we all have our thing. That just it's not good for me, but it took me a while to learn that, and then that's kind of actually how I ended up. Because if we're gonna continue on this question path,
let's
the
do
next
it.
step was signing up for the Army.
Okay.
Came home after school. The video thing kind of tanked, and needed a job.
Did you work in that industry at all?
I did. I had an internship
Okay.
at a place. I was making commercials. I was in a couple commercials.
Oh, wow.
Which we ended up,
Nice.
to continue the alcohol theme, we turned it into a drinking game because it was one of those local commercials that comes on like 8 fucking times
Nice.
every commercial break.
Love
So
it.
it was like, oh, Jason's commercial, shot. Everybody take a shot. We'd make it to like one show and we're all fucking hammered.
So can I find you on IMDb or what?
Dude, no. In fact, I looked it up. I can't find it. I think I found a couple, but it's like on a demo reel. It wasn't the actual full commercial. But
I
yeah, you
see.
can see I was
I
all
see.
like samurai. I wanted
Were you
to do-
trying to add yourself to IMDb or
Yeah,
something?
right. Can you making my own Wikipedia?
Just going
no.
for that blue check
I
mark,
wanted
baby.
to see it. I wanted to see it.
Just Google yourself.
I do. Well, that's
I do.
Hold on. Like
it's mostly
is that like
Army
once
stuff
a
now.
day? Okay.
Actually,
Oh,
if you want
no.
to hear this is fun, Google Magic Men maintain morale,
Okay.
and that'll take you to old Army thing where they show me doing magic in the Army.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, it's
Perfect.
completely wasting all those taxpayer
Yeah,
dollars.
It's got to pay for something.
Oh my god, that's
We
the
know
best.
they're not mismanaged, so that's good.
Sure.
So you joined the Army after a couple years of film school, is that?
Yeah, and because I needed something different, and it was the easiest hard way to get the fuck out of Wenatchee and to kind of secure some future.
Is this
right?
2000
Totally.
recession
So-
time?
So I joined.
Or are you right before?
No, this is before. So I joined
Okay.
in 2004.
Okay.
Right. The war had kicked off. I knew I was probably going to go to war.
Mm-hmm.
I ended up signing up to be a generator mechanic because they offered $15,000, which in 2004, when you're 21,
Yeah.
that's a lot of goddamn money.
Now, did you join and buy a Dodge Charger? Like everyone else in the entire world that joins the military?
Nope.
Isn't that what you do?
Nope, I straight up bought a fucking like old like 99 Mazda Protege.
Okay. Hey, I appreciate
It was
the
dope.
the frugality of that decision. That's nice.
Yeah. No, I was very frugal. No, the
Okay.
Dodge Charger was I've never been that guy.
Okay. It just seems like
drives a
everyone that
minivan.
joins goes and buys a Dodge Charger.
Oh, dude, I was seriously I swear I was reading something like that. It's funny. It's true.
So you joined 2004
Mhm.
and generate. What was it?
Generator mechanic?
I was a
Okay.
generator mechanic. I wanted to do something new, something I'd never done. I was always kind of an artsy fartsy kid. In fact, when I said I was joining, everybody shit their pants like, what the hell are we doing? What is he doing? You know? And so mechanic was something I could try to attempt that I thought might be a transitional skill late. I was actually
Right.
had some foresight
Hey,
developing,
That's impressive, yeah.
and they were going to pay for school. That
Okay.
was the other thing. I wanted to
hell
get
yeah.
more. I knew I wanted to further my education. I didn't know what I wanted to do, but I knew education was definitely on the docket.
Sure.
But yeah, and so I ended up getting sent down to Fort Polk, Louisiana, and I was there for a few months. Fucking hated it. That was pretty much the first time I cried calling
Oh
home.
no.
Fort Polk, is that boot camp?
Oh no,
No.
no, excuse me. Boot camp was in Fort Jackson, South Carolina.
Okay.
And that was a lot of fun. Actually, my mom went there too, and it's funny. We both tackled Victory Tower,
Okay.
which is the big obstacle course down there, and it's neat to kind of share that experience with my mom because my parents met. They were both military.
Oh, okay.
That's cool.
And she's
So
still,
of course you were going to join.
well, you know, it's funny being legacy because I was so anti everything. In fact, I
Right.
remember like talking to recruiters in high school and just being a douchebag.
Yeah.
You know, and saying dumb shit to him like, "Oh, blah blah blah. Does it feel to have Uncle Sam's hand so far up your ass?" But
Oh,
like, I
wow.
did say I was this fucking rebel. I have this thing from school where I like have pictures of me where I'm drawing me burning flags and just all. I was just a
Okay.
rebel.
Okay.
I grew up
yeah.
in Wenatchee where it's super conservative, and I was
Yes.
like, "Fuck all you guys! I'm gonna be the anti-everything." And then, like 4 years later, I'm looking raising my right hand,
Yeah,
swearing
there
to
you
defend
go.
the Constitution.
Fantastic.
I never lost that rebel spirit, though. I try to still maintain my individuality to some extent.
Sure.
In fact, that was a diss. Are you trying to be an individual, Private Sims?
I see.
Like, kind of.
There's no room for any of that. Huh?
No, they beat a lot of that out of you.
Okay.
No, but it was cool. So anyhow, did that. Well, and my mom at Fort Jackson still doesn't let me live it down that she did more push-ups than me on her PT test at the end.
Okay.
Boom.
She nailed it.
So,
Power to the
all right,
woman.
yeah. Thank you, Mrs. Sims, huh?
Yeah, Agents at the time. But yeah,
Okay, yeah, all
Yeah.
right, all right.
yeah, she
That's
was gangster.
fantastic.
Now, my mom stayed in for a long time. She's in the reserve. I remember she wanted to go to Desert Storm, and they were going to mobilize her unit, but they didn't. And she really wanted to go, like in a scary way.
Interesting.
It was like-
Okay.
But
She's a badass.
anyhow, I ended up being the one to head over to the desert.
Mhm.
And after being in Fort Polk for a few months, they moved me up to Tacoma at Fort Lewis.
Oh, cool.
And they were starting a brand new Stryker Brigade. I signed up to do whatever they wanted, right? There's no commit, like they'll put you where they need you.
Right.
So next thing you know, I'm thankfully leaving Louisiana. I'm back in Washington. I'm 3.5 hours from home, and it wasn't that bad. I really liked it. I was with what's called the CRT, a combat recovery team. We were attached to an infantry unit.
Okay.
So I got to get both sides. I kind of got the infantry experience and the
Mhm.
mechanic experience
That's
because
cool.
wherever they went, we went. And I was a generator mechanic, which meant I went to all the bases, all the outposts, all the anywhere there was a generator, I would go because it was easier to move me than move the
Then move a
machine.
generator, sure.
So yeah, and that was good and bad. You know, there are some times I remember one time I can't remember if they flew me out on the Black Hawk that time, but I got mobilized, sent out to the place to go fix a generator,
Mhm.
fucking out of fuel. Like,
Damn.
Oh, nice.
you know, little
Yet
things
again.
like that. But man, it was.
Did you turn it off and on?
Yeah, you're right.
Probably got you off base though, and like doing something.
When you're in Iraq, off base isn't necessarily
Yeah,
a good
I guess
thing,
that's
though.
true.
In fact, between that job, so as a generator mechanic,
Uh-huh.
do you have mechanic background?
No, I am self-taught at everything I do, and it shows in everything that I do. But I'm jack of all, master of none.
Okay.
I tinker on the truck every
Fair
now and
enough.
then.
He's
Yeah.
more welding.
Yeah. Okay.
I did do a lot of welding.
We did. So it's kind of think of like shop life,
Sure,
right? It
sure.
was kind of neat. And then you transition that with the being on the road, and when you're on the road, I was a driver or a gunner.
Okay.
And I logged, probably over 150 combat patrols
Oh,
over
wow.
15 months. You know, I'm on the road once or twice a week.
Wow.
Generally, and the rule was generally like when you went out the wire and you went to a couple certain places, it was almost guaranteed you'd have contact. So I got a couple wild rides, and
Wow.
I saw, you know,
Holy Santa Claus shit.
Yeah.
fucking
Yeah.
A, Ron Burgundy.
So, tell me, while you were in as a comedian now, were you the funny guy?
Oh my God,
Was that your job? You keep things light?
I did. So
Because it sounds like there's a
no.
lot of serious
It is.
situations. So
No, for sure. In fact, I was notorious for being a goofball and saying silly shit and kind of making jokes. In fact, one of the few times I ended up getting in trouble, not in trouble, but I never really got the squad. When I say getting smoked, like
Oh, okay.
someone that says something stupid
Uh-huh.
and all the lower ranking dudes have to do push-ups because if one person's an idiot, we're all a fucking idiot, right?
Oh,
We're a
okay.
team.
Yeah.
And I only got us smoked like a couple times. And, or one time they were saying something about, like, you guys are tough. You guys are tough. You guys are rocks. You can't break a rock. And then I couldn't help it. And instantly I reply,
no.
but you can smoke them, Sergeant. No one but me thought that was funny.
That's fantastic.
How many
actually.
push-ups did you guys do?
Oh, we were down there for a minute.
Oh,
Yeah.
damn.
Nice. So worth it.
It was
Totally worth it.
Totally worth it. A couple, probably I was really famous. I had a couple times where me cutting loose and lightening the mood was not just therapeutic, but like, oh man, it was almost like a gift for all of us, right? So we were on this bus. We'd been training for basically sergeant training. So I made sergeant. I was E5, and to get to that rank, you have to go to what's called the Primary Leadership Development course.
Excuse my noise here. I'm just feeding myself
Which
alcohol.
They changed to the Warrior Leaders course while I was in there. And we'd been out in the field for about 5 days.
Okay.
And we're coming home on the bus, and everyone's dirty and tired. We still probably have like 2 weeks left. We've been running, I would say, between 16 and 18-hour days. We're up at 5.
wow.
We're not done till 11 or 12 at night sometimes.
Okay. So you don't have truckers' hours. They'll work you, huh?
No, they condensed an entire month into 2 weeks.
Wow.
Damn.
So to get people through, because they accelerated our deployment, so they were
Okay.
trying to get people through.
Okay.
And we were coming home on this bus, and the bus driver was cool. He was playing music for us, and fucking Michael Jackson's "The Way You Make Me Feel" comes on.
Mm-hmm.
Now, I shouldn't put this out into the internet, but it's happening. I fucking love Michael Jackson.
Okay.
I've had to reconcile
Oh,
my
yeah.
entire childhood because of all the bad stuff.
You know.
But that song came on, and it's kind of started slow. I was sitting next to my buddy Logan, and I start
Yeah.
the shoulders start
Yeah.
saying, "Oh, the way you making me feel," and then I start singing louder and louder, and then by the time the chorus hits, I'm dancing up and down the middle of the aisle. I have the
Fantastic.
whole bus going, and like everyone's
Aw.
like losing their shit, and my buddy Logan, who deployed with me and went through that with me, like that's probably one of our favorite memories.
And unfortunately, before the day of the cell phone camera.
Yeah, well, probably thankfully, because I'm not known for my singing, let alone my Michael Jackson impression.
All right. Well.
But I think at one point the bus driver did take a turn. I like spilled into somebody's seat, and like,
wow.
but like it was fun. And then I ended up overseas. Really, it took off. So we'll probably get into this too. But
Sure.
I do magic,
Yeah.
right? And that's the military. Is
Now,
where
are
my-
you running both of those gigs while you're in the military?
So the military is the reason I do magic.
Okay.
100%. I only knew a couple card tricks before, kind of fun, social stuff. But when you're with the same dude, same time, it's like with the open mic we're doing. You know, you tell the same jokes, you got to learn new jokes.
Yep.
Right?
Yep.
Eventually, they're going to be like, okay, we know that punchline. Like, okay, the card's in the box. We get it. Right? And that forced me to up my game. And then you also have a lot of time on your hand.
Oh, absolutely.
There's a lot of downtime. There's a lot of time where you're just sitting there missing home, tired, whatever. And that gives you plenty of opportunities to, you know, for me, it was working on my strike second deal, working on my just building my repertoire, building my act. And that came to a head when we deployed as I did a couple tricks for some people, and then they were like, "Oh, you gotta show this person,"
Right.
and it literally went up the chain of command until the sergeant major of our unit, the brigade sergeant major John Wayne Troxel.
This is a bunch of stripes
Who
sort
is-
of thing.
Yeah, this is
Okay.
like if you think of a sergeant major, this guy he had the crazy eye, and he
Okay.
was like the fucking bullshit,
Yeah.
fuck, dude. But I would follow that guy through fucking hell. I love him. He was a great person.
Sure.
I got him so good to the point where he ended up setting up a magic show for me.
Oh, that's awesome.
Okay, Sergeant Sims, you're going to do a show for headquarters. It better not suck.
That's awesome. Did
And-
it suck?
No.
Okay,
I made
hey.
sure. They did. We did. I had a buddy who was I had a friend who I'd been teaching. We tag teamed it, and I did this sort of double magician thing, about an hour show. They fucking loved it. And then I got almost a free ride to all these other units who were like, "Hey, we got this dude who does magic. We'll boost morale."
Yeah.
Like, yeah, go check them out.
Yeah.
And, I didn't get paid for it, but what I did get was what are called challenge coins.
Okay.
And challenge coins is like an ancient Roman tradition where it's kind of like a attaboy,
Okay.
but it's a little more than a high five or a handshake, and it's a lot less than like an army award where you got to fill out paperwork. They can just,
Right.
they shake your hand, they pass out the coins, like, good job, bud.
That's awesome.
So I got a whole like thing full of these challenge coins. Each one's like a show
Yeah.
I
That's
did,
cool.
you know.
I love it.
And it was those were the only things I was superstitious about. I'm not superstitious, but I carried those fucking coins with me everywhere I went. Like at least 5 pounds of coins.
That's what you need on top of your gear, right?
The idea
It's more.
being that if I got hit, somehow it'd be like the movies and it'd hit the coin, and
Okay.
I'd be like, hell yeah.
Yeah.
But that, thankfully, none of that happened.
That's awesome.
Yeah. So anyhow, so that became kind of my other thing. So I was a sergeant. I was E5. I was in charge of the sort of the computer. We had a little office area in our
Okay.
motor pool. I helped run that, and supplies, stuff, things like, because generators don't have a lot of work that need on, a couple times a week, go do a little bit of maintenance, make sure they
Right.
got oil, gas, that sort of shit. And then the rest of the time, if you don't have a job, they'll find you a job.
Yeah, I'm sure.
So I helped do that, and then the rest of the time, I ended up being a driver and a gunner on
Okay.
combat patrols and general badassery.
Yeah, I have no doubt. I can't imagine.
So,
I have a hard time remembering a lot of it. It's just crazy.
oh, I'm sure. Well, 15 months is what you said.
Yeah, it was a 15-month deployment from April 07 to June 08.
Okay.
Wild ride. I just got married the year before I left.
That's a hell of a time to go.
Wife got pregnant. I had to leave before the baby was born, but I fought tooth and nail to get some leave. I took leave in June, made it home for the birth,
Okay.
and then I had to leave my 2-week-old baby.
Yikes.
And I was gone for almost a year after that.
Wow.
Wow.
I got home. We got back in June, and a couple weeks before his first birthday. So, thankfully, in terms of his memory, he won't remember me being gone.
Right.
But it's still that was far and away the hardest thing I've ever had to do.
Oh, I can
yeah.
only imagine.
Mm-hmm.
Well, hey,
Good thing you had 2 more kids.
let me
'Cause you see that
Yeah.
first
Now
year.
I'm like, fuck it. Can I get away for 15 months? You guys are driving me crazy.
let me say thank you for your service.
Yeah.
And it
absolutely.
sounds like a hell of a story. So you're here now, and
Yeah.
you're still doing magic. You're still doing comedy.
Still being a goof.
I love that magic's your fallback in your comedy sets.
It's
It's perfect.
it's well they go so well together, really.
Have you done magic on stage at Radar?
Yeah. So I don't
must
think
admit,
you
I
guys
might have missed
actually. There's
I was there for one.
So here's my magic shame. You guys were at the Real Comedy Show, and I was hosting that night. And I was
Oh,
like,
yeah, when
hey, all
Regan
the
was
real
in town.
comics are at the Real Comedy Show, so I'm gonna do magic so they don't make fun of me.
That's awesome.
And that was really disheartening though, because the magic, so much better response than the comedy.
Oh.
In fact,
That's
one
the
girl actually came up and she was like, I really didn't like you until you did
Oh
magic.
no.
Oh my gosh.
Oh, brutal.
Way to
It's
be
all right.
such an accepting
Well,
person.
I do. To be fair, I just kind of get up there and talk about dick jokes. I
Hey.
mean, it's about 5 dick jokes per set,
There's,
I gotta say though, the Gateway show when you did that, you did really good.
which is funny because I felt like I was gonna die.
that's not normally your thing.
Yeah, I go back and forth.
Okay.
I don't drink, but once in a while that's fun. That particular show though, there was a lot happened.
Yeah.
But that was a fun concept, and I would totally do that again.
Yeah, it was. I
kind-
totally
I-
watch
I-
one again.
I think the second half would be more fun if I did less joke attempts and then maybe just kind of
more riffing.
Yeah,
Sure.
just kind of go with it.
So I'm going to take this time to plug. We have a show March 22nd. It's the West
Yeah.
Siders Comedy Showcase, brought to you by This Probably Doesn't Matter. And Jason Sims is he's going to be the local feature act on that show.
Oh, I see. I wasn't sure because I'm not on the poster.
Oh well.
Oh. Burn.
Only I get the DJ horn.
Oh.
Here, I'll give you this one.
I was waiting all night for that.
So
Oh.
he is going to be our local feature. So
I'm
if you
surprised
want
you
to
didn't put him
hear,
on there.
there's not enough room. I'm putting my 3 headliners on there, and Jason is the surprise
I'm a
local feature.
Surprise local
So
feature.
if you want to hear some of these
Yeah.
dick jokes that we're talking so much about, March 22nd, tickets are on the website for that. Looking forward to it.
There's at least 2.
Yeah,
At
that's great.
least 2.
Well, I got to come up with a type 5. I'm I think I shouldn't. I don't know if I know this for sure. I think I'm doing March 2nd at the PAC. I got to come up with a Type 5 on that thing.
Oh, nice. Yeah,
So
yeah. I
that'll
took
be
a
my
swing at that
first-
last year.
How'd it feel?
The Winterfest. Well, I think the rule should be if you're going to have a first comedy show, it shouldn't be a sold-out real-life comedy show.
Yeah, that's what I guess I'm about to go try. And I was
I mean-
looking up this gal, and she's like a real life comedian that I'm going to try this for. So
No, it was great. You know, it's funny because when you go to the comedy show, the atmosphere is different than open mic.
yes,
People aren't
Oh,
getting
yeah.
drinks in the background and they're not checking their phones. They're there for comedy. And
hopefully
they're there to be
they're there to
supportive.
laugh. Yeah.
You know, I got up there and I actually went with the military jokes my very first set.
Okay.
Because I thought, well, what do I know? What's kind of funny? Oh, military, that'll be good. Nah. I had a
So
couple,
on the
I had a
response.
couple really good. It's like we were talking earlier about how it's hard to find time to hone those skills and
Right.
sharpen those skills, and I just kind of had a dull knife. Let's put it that way,
Mhm.
you know. But the proto jokes, like you could see where they were going,
Right.
and there's a couple good ones that landed, and then you're done, and everybody's having a good time, and it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter if you kill it or do bad because the people behind you, it's their fucking job. is to
Right. They
fucking bring
can
it
do
back
it.
up.
Yeah. Yeah.
they'll
Exactly.
and they're used to that.
I do have. I tend to have kind of a darker overtone, so I'm gonna need to find my. I don't want to pander, but I definitely need to cherry pick some of my lighthearted and not talk about putting babies in the microwave or anything.
Yeah,
like
probably
that.
not.
That was funny.
I thought
The cruise ship was good. That was one of my favorite bits you've done. Your cruise ship bit was really solid. That was good.
just last week.
You know, you did a couple. Was it last week? That was
Well,
a couple
well,
weeks
you were
when
ago.
we
talking about-
first got back, one of my favorite lines I said is I was one of the only people who worked or who went way out of their way to smuggle weed down to the Caribbean.
Right? Yeah.
That's a good
I
one.
like
was
that
good.
line. Yeah. I'll try and weasel that thing in there somewhere. I've been trying to record most of my sets, so
Mhm.
I'm gonna have to go back through and cherry pick some of that stuff.
You've got like a handful of really good
Yeah.
like one-liners or
Which,
like,
if that's
short
all I've
stories.
gotten since August to now is a Type 5, I'll take that.
Mhm.
Yeah.
You know,
I think you
we'll
have
see
some
if I
really
can
good
get it on
ones.
stage.
When I went to the first couple shows Alex had done,
Mm-hmm.
Alex Haley with LAPH Productions.
Yes.
We'll plug him too.
Yeah.
He's pretty cool. I don't remember who he brought out. There was some girl that came out and she was super weird. She was on stage for like 3 minutes.
Okay.
Got kind of some laughs. Kind of was weird. Like her thing was weird.
Right.
Mhm.
No big deal.
Yeah.
It was like, you know what I'm saying? Like we all, like you go out there, you're going to do your thing, whatever, come back. Then you go in the back, hang out with the comics, enjoy the show. That was like,
Yeah.
my favorite part about opening was going backstage and hanging out with the
Yeah.
comics.
Sure.
Because like, first off, I don't belong here. I shouldn't be here, but I'm hanging out. And then
That's
it's like,
fair.
and then what's great too is that led to more opportunities. And I think so far one of my favorite moments, and one of the reasons I still want to do this, it wasn't to get the audience laughing.
Uh-huh.
It was one of the first couple shows we did at the Radar, where all the comics were right behind the curtain of the
Mhm.
stage. Like, it's
Mhm.
just a curtain, the back
Sure.
part of the backdrop. And I can't remember what I said. I had a couple good jokes, and I heard them laughing.
Yeah.
I had the comics laughing.
That's fun.
And that was like,
Win.
yeah,
Like
that
a
was
big
the win for the night. When I heard
Yeah.
them cracking up back there, it's like, okay. That's
And there's
good.
always the fine line between playing to the comics and playing to an audience. But
Right.
as far as discerning ear goes, I think it feels good because that you would think they would have the more discerning ear. So
Right. And even
Yeah.
in the after hours, going out, we went to Bob's and we're sitting there talking, we're hanging out, and like, it was just neat. It's neat because there's something about the comedy. There's kind of a common thread,
Right.
there's a wavelength you're kind of on.
Yeah.
I think when you're processing jokes or thinking of jokes, there's a bit of it's like kind of an equation, but everybody has their
Yeah.
own variables for the equation.
for sure, that's
And
a
it's
good way to
just-
put it. I like
It's just
that.
neat to find the group that you can sit down and mix those things up with. And,
Yeah, absolutely.
it was
Well,
a
it's
good
nice when
experience.
like someone like understands kind of where you're going to. Like
Mm-hmm.
Luke runs jokes by me all the time. I'm like, yeah, okay.
Jokes out of context are the worst, though. I
But
try to
don't know.
run
I don't
premises.
Like sit in that like
Right.
mindset. Like I'm like,
Katie's
probably being in
gotten
a group like
better
that.
at understanding when I say, "Hey, this is this, and this." I'll do it completely unanimated with no like real punches, and
Mm-hmm.
it's like just look at the concept. Like this works, right? Maybe, I guess. So
Or that's fucked up.
Yeah, well, that's usually the response. I don't think you're allowed to say that in public, actually. So. Anyway,
funny.
what's the worst mistake you've made on stage? Magic,
Ooh,
comedy.
That's a good question.
So I've had I brought a kid up to do a psychic trick,
Okay.
Oh no.
which first off, just don't, right? Because they're not going to get it. You got to be more flashy and quick with those things. And this was kind of a talking build-up trick.
Uh-huh.
And one of the critical elements of them is for them to think of and name their sign that they were born under.
Oh, okay.
Pisces, Libra, whatever.
Oh boy.
Tell
and
me
I
he
was
has no
like-
idea.
The kid's like, what's that? I was like, like Pisces, Libra, what month were you born? And he's like, I was like, no, don't tell me, it's a psychic trick. But, do you need to talk to mom? And he's like, what? And I was like, come here. And I cover the mic. I cover the mic with my hand because it's a wireless mic. And I was like, just say Pisces. But the fucking mic picks it up to
Oh
the
my
whole
god.
crowd. So it's like,
no.
that was good.
Okay, I like that.
I've done a couple times where trick I forgot to reset it, so I'm halfway through the trick and I realized that I'm fucked.
Okay.
But with experience comes the ability to redirect.
Yeah, flail those arms a
So
little bit.
they might have you for a minute, but if you're good enough, you can kind of cover it up and no one will be the wiser.
Okay.
A couple times it was like,
Yeah.
nope, not it. Like, oh, and then like my go-to line is, well, that's why I'm not in Vegas. Fucker,
Yeah.
what do you expect? This is Wenatchee
Totally.
magic.
I like it.
So do you look at this as a hobby, or do you ever want to see it progress?
Well, my magic's registered as a business. I do.
Oh, that's
I made
awesome.
about $5,000 in doing magic last year. Yeah, it's really.
Dang.
It sounds. But I had like three.
That's
really,
a side hustle. That's
I had three
5,000,
really
yeah.
good Seattle gigs that made that happen. It really
Okay.
tipped the scales, but.
That's cool.
It is. It's and it's something that I could do more of. I don't wish to travel anymore. I don't want to. I said I being in the military, all that sort of stuff. I am not looking to be away from my family a whole lot.
Yeah.
Maybe later, but right now it's nice because I have the ability to pick and choose what I want to do.
Sure.
And it gives me a little bit more flexibility. Like I'll do shows in Manson and Chelan or wherever, or I won't if I can't or I
Yep.
don't want to.
Mhm.
Yep.
It's not a job, and I don't want it to feel like a job.
Yeah, totally.
And the comedy, no, that's just for fun. That's I don't see that. I don't know if you can start comedy at the age of 36 and then be on.
You
Comedy
probably
Central.
could if it was all that you did.
Right.
See,
right.
I got a real job and then got a mortgage, and I'm well aware that any dreams of hitting the road on comedy, content notwithstanding, even if I had the best jokes out there, I still don't think I could do it. So,
Not with that attitude.
well, hey,
Yeah. Or a wife at home.
your downer statement of the night, that's it right there.
Yeah.
So,
No, I
Yeah, I
feel-
was gonna say you should figure out how to do a cruise ship, but they'll fly you in to a port, and then you can get on for a night, and you could take your wife and stuff like that.
we saw an awesome magician on our last cruise.
I
I threw a bowling ball at him.
Literally,
So-
not joking.
He handed me his prop, and he goes, "Is this real?" I said, "Yeah, it's real, but it's pretty light." And he kind of rolls his eyes. He goes, "It's real, though, right?" And I said, "Yeah, it's totally real." And he steps way back, and he goes, "Hand it to me." And so I just overhand a 6-pound bowling ball straight at this guy, which he was absolutely in my mind, because later in the show he comes out with the same bowling ball, quote unquote, and throws it at me. Pops in the air halfway to me. It was one of the cooler things that I'd actually
Yeah.
seen. So he set it up really well.
And
I
at
was
the end of the
impressed.
show, we were like, was he supposed to throw that? And he's like, yes, that's what I wanted him to do. And that's the body language I was trying to give him. And so many wives at the end are
Oh, my wife was
so
pissed
mad.
at me.
I wasn't mad. I was shocked.
It's not, I guess you shouldn't throw bowling balls at people.
It's a deceptive practice, but magic has an incredible tie to psychology.
Oh, I'm sure.
And we could go for hours on that.
That's
There's so
the
much
night,
psychology, man.
Honestly, where it hit me, because Katie was fuming next to me. She's gonna try to tell you that she wasn't mad. She was pissed off next to me, and I was whispering to her the whole time. It's like, I really do think that's what he wanted me to do. I knew we had to
I
talk
really
to him
wasn't that
afterwards.
mad.
Oh, you were.
I wasn't mad. I was
You
shocked.
weren't mad. Yeah, okay. That's
And
fair.
our whole line of friends was just laughing.
Well,
That's okay, though.
I like it.
Did you see that The Illusionists is coming live to the Town Toyota Center?
I did, and I'm gonna try and check that out if I can. I'd like to so as a magician, I like to watch magic a lot, especially because I don't ever see myself perform. And so it's like I do magic for myself in the mirror to practice, but it's different when you're in the audience and you're watching.
Mm-hmm.
And then as a magician, part of it you're deconstructing, and then the other part it's just fun, and you're watching. Even if you know how it's done, it's still really, I don't know, I just really
Well, it's the
enjoy it.
craft of it, right?
Oh, and watching probably all the crowd like be like, "Oh my
Right,
gosh, how did he
right.
do that?" You know?
Yeah, I mean, even beyond even that, I mean, I will often, I'm an easy laugh, I'm an easy fool, like for magic. Like I'm
Sure,
like, oh,
okay.
that was a good, you damn it, you got me.
Do you know most of them? You know what you got to know nuts and bolts. What's going on a lot of the
So
time.
there's like some general, yeah, for sure. But as far as the stage stuff, that one I'm much more in the dark, because for stage magic you have to have like a budget and shit.
Oh, yeah.
Like I do card magic, close-up magic, because I can afford a brick of cards from Costco.
Right, of course.
These guys are doing shit with fucking shadow boxes and
Yeah,
big
yeah.
stage equipment, and which is great. That's their shtick.
It's a
That's their thing.
production. Yeah.
All that stuff has roots in basic that's basic 101 magic, just in a different way. They
Right.
upgrade it, they use a different cover. It's like a cell phone. We can all have the basic model, but you put your own case on it to make it yours.
Yeah.
Right.
That
Gotcha.
makes sense.
So but then there's plenty of times where you're like, God damn it, they got me.
Yeah.
As a magician, the difference is like if I am doing a trick for you and you see one thing, the trick's ruined.
Yes.
Right?
I hear you.
Right, but if I'm a magician and I watch and I know how to do 99%, but that 1% I don't know,
Right.
they got me. They got me so.
Yeah.
And then you're like, God damn it.
Yeah. I like it. Hey, we're gonna move to my last segment here. All right. You just get ready. I need you to answer these quickly and honestly. All right. And then I got one at the end that we can open a little dialogue on, because the last one's an important question. This is the lightning round.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, here we go. We're going to get this going. It sounds loud in your headphones. It's not as loud. Okay, here we go. Vanity license plates, yes or no?
Oh, God, no.
Okay. Parks and Rec or The Office?
Oh, you bastard. Parks and Rec.
Okay. Never taste food again or never hear again?
Never hear.
Coca-Cola or Pepsi?
Coca-Cola.
All right, here we go. I'm going to get rid of this crap. Here we go. This is the important one. You have the physique and the body of the perfect male model, whatever that means to you, okay? But every time you walk into a room, you crap your pants. Okay, so I need that. Or you go through the rest of your life looking exactly like Adolf Hitler.
Oh, shit, dude. I would rather crap my pants a million times
You're going...
Oh,
than be
no.
fucking Hitler and any percent Hitler.
I mean, you can act like yourself, but you're going to look specifically...
I could explain
Right, you can
why
be a-
I'm shitting my pants. This is the cost of beauty. I cannot explain away being Adolf fucking Hitler.
You don't think you could be nice Hitler? You can
I mean,
rebrand
I
it.
could be nice Hitler, but you're still Hitler, right?
They
Hitler.
make man diapers, so you just
Yeah.
wear those all the
Yeah,
time.
dude.
Like, I
How
want us to
many
know.
times in a day do you walk into a room? Oh, come on.
Well, like,
15?
oh no.
So you mean like every time
you
you walk
into a
like
different room,
No,
like, does
okay.
the hallway
okay.
count?
No, I'm not going to do the hallway. I guess I'm going to have it be more in like you're walking into a new situation. You walk into the radar station
I
for
just
open
picture
mic.
me, yeah, like
you
walking
did
into
just
a
dump your
building
pants.
party.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you're still going for it.
I'm gonna shit, yeah, because you know what? Like I said, I'll rock I've changed plenty of diapers. I got 3 kids.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I guess it's probably easier to change your own
I
dye.
have shaved my mustache into the.
Okay. Why?
I don't know, because this facial hair is fun to play with.
It is fun to play with.
The
Is this
wife-
just like while you were
Yeah, I was
shaving?
at home.
And
Yeah,
then
and I
you
shaved,
took
and I
care
was
of it?
like, "Hey, what do you think, Darren?" She's like, "You're going to hell." and then you get rid of it. That's how that goes.
I just wonder if maybe a nice guy could rebrand Hitler. You know, it's like, hey guys, I realize I look like good old Adolf, but my name's Luke. Excuse this Nazi uniform that I'm wearing. It's
Is
I
that
just
you- is that you
don't
have to-
think that.
you have
I
the
think you have to wear
uniform?
the uniform.
You have to have
too.
the uniform, and
mean-
like if you shave the mustache, it would immediately
Yes,
pop back on.
It
like
comes
a bear.
back to your face. It would be a tough cross to
Santa
bear,
Claus.
but there's something about pooping your pants all the time seems brutal.
I'd rather not be hated by millions and millions of people.
Yeah, you'd have a hard time doing comedy.
Yeah, I think it'd be pretty rough. I don't think the dick jokes would land as
Yeah.
Hitler.
You would have a small following that really loved
There are
you.
the
But
few people in town that would really like me, I'm sure.
okay, well,
That's
hey,
rough.
ladies and gentlemen, that was the lightning round. Anyone have anything else?
I don't know. Do you want to talk about funny news or?
Yeah, if you got some news, I do have one news one too that I would do. This is real brief. Not snakes on a plane, but scorpion on a plane. Lion Air in Indonesia, 12-inch scorpion in the overhead luggage carrier. They empty the plane. Scorpion runs off. They can't find it. So they think it had been on there for a week and is probably still on this airplane.
Oh, fuck.
Oh my
So-
god.
Having seen a king scorpion, fuck that shit.
Yeah, I was wondering if did they have them in the desert
Oh,
over
God,
there?
that was not. We used to fight scorpions and like
They really get that
camel
big,
spiders. The biggest one I saw was
Oh.
about the length. If you pulled his tail out, he was longer than a dollar bill, but just body and claws about a dollar bill. It was
Oh,
black.
wow.
It was on a sandbag, and it was after the rain. I got close for a picture. Didn't get too close because those things are quick.
Yeah.
That was.
Well, apparently, yeah, they couldn't track this one
Yeah,
down. So
no.
don't fly Lion
No,
Air.
there's some nightmare creatures in the desert and other places in the world. There's some living nightmares out there.
Yes.
I would not have survived. No way.
Yeah, it'd just be. I mean, can you imagine waking up on a 12-hour flight with that thing on you? Oh,
Oh
oof,
my
oof.
god.
Yeah, see that or look like Hitler, right?
Yeah, well,
I'll take the scorpion.
I'll take the scorpion on that one. I'll take the scorpion on that.
I was looking for some stuff. I found two that I thought were noteworthy. One was in Florida because all the great
Everything.
news happens in Florida.
Yes. What does this state have to offer?
Dude arrested for assault came up to these people and was like, "I'm gonna kill you guys with kindness." Pulls out a fucking machete with the word kindness on it.
Okay.
Takes some swings. Doesn't kill anyone.
Does it hit
Cut
anyone?
somebody. No, apparently just cut somebody's hand and they tackled him and took him away. But
Oh wow.
He was
He
just
had
walking
the
around. What was
bad
good?
guy lying
Why?
down.
I know, right? I thought that was my favorite part. Was like, hey, that's clever,
That
but
is
terrifying.
very clever.
His mugshot didn't suggest cleverness, though. I don't. But I'm
Oh my goodness.
stereotyping. Oh my god, am I Hitler? Did I?
Hey Hitler.
God damn it!
All right, kill him with
And then,
kindness.
Keeping it with the crime, I was just reading some dude in Wenatchee got busted for selling $7,000 worth of opioids to undercover cops.
Wow.
Yeah, my only.
In one transaction?
I think it was two. Wenatchee World will only let you read the first paragraph.
Oh, that's the worst. Yeah.
I have a login. We can log in.
Yeah.
I just think, like, first off, if you're in Wenatchee and you're moving $7,000 worth of heroin or opioids,
Mhm.
don't. That's definitely a red flag. No one in
Right.
town has that kind of money that's not a cop. Like,
Well, and I
Right.
will say, like, our police enforcement has been, like, up to, especially in South Wenatchee, and, like, they're really getting after it down there.
yeah, no, right? Because they don't have to worry about weed anymore.
That's true.
So they can redirect all those forces. I just can't imagine being in the valley thinking like, dude, tell my buddies like, oh my god, this dude's gonna buy $7,000 worth of opioids. Like no one was like
that you
"That's
don't
a-
know.
That's a cop,
Yeah,
Like,
you don't
that's a
know
cop.
him. None of your buddies know him.
dude. Right? It's
There's
as if-
some rich motherfuckers in Wenatchee, though.
Well, sure, but
yeah,
they have
Most of them probably aren't
they have
doing
dealers.
heroin
They
or
go down to the
opioids.
doctor's office
like
for an appointment.
I
They
just-
get their drugs that way.
I just pictured someone like, can I have one opioid please to test? Like,
I'd like to try an opioid.
Yeah.
Whatever, any old opioid will do.
how much do you think you could get? Perhaps 7,000? No. What the fuck?
And I wonder, is that like a certain? Does that leave it at like a super felony or something?
Anything
I
over
don't-
5,000, I think, is Well, no, that's stealing. This is
That's
this is Schedule 1 narcotic.
right.
That guy's going.
Anything that isn't pot is probably a felony.
Yeah.
They might let you off on a little synthetic anymore, but
Yeah,
I don't know.
I don't think bath salts are in vogue anymore. Not since John McAfee kind of ruined those for
oh
us.
gosh,
That's a different podcast.
you heard he's out
Oh
floating
my
around on a
God.
ship right now.
Oh, he's created that. I kind of liked him, but he sucks. Like,
Oh, he definitely sucks. Did you hear the gals talking about his habits down there?
oh yeah, I get shit on
Uh-huh,
and
yeah,
down.
yeah.
There's a documentary we should watch. I
Okay.
heard, but
Okay,
that's
On
a
who
very
is
poor
this?
segue.
McAfee is the
Computer
antivirus
virus
guy.
software guy.
I don't know.
Yeah.
He's a perfect
good.
example of what not to do with millions of dollars.
Oh, I thought that was Fire Festival.
Well,
That's
too
how to
soon.
lose.
That's how to
millions and
lose
of
millions.
dollars.
This is how to put millions of dollars of drugs in your body,
Oh.
and then I don't know. He like wants to be like a gangster or something. He's always with like armed militiamen.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Now, is that a necessity moving down to where he moved down?
No, he's been into that for a while.
He just likes it.
I probably know more about him than I should right now.
I feel like I know way more about Firefest than I should, because not only did I watch both documentaries, but then started doing some research of my own. So I got a little obsessive. I love the hustle. I like big business stuff like that. I guess any get-rich-quick thing you should just know better on, but there's parts of it that really appeal to me. Not necessarily the sociopath's pathological liar stuff, but I like the business hustle. It's,
It's just an insane story.
I think it's really funny to picture a bunch of millennials starving on an island.
Yeah.
Like, where's the party, guys?
Well,
I
what's-
took all my ecstasy.
Yeah.
Where's
With
the
no water, no food. Like,
I don't have any bars. So your cell phone have bars.
right. I started running through, like, my strategy if I was down there, and I had it down.
Yeah, eat people. Immediately
No.
start killing and
Oh
eating
my
people.
God.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
you're
I
the only
appreciate
person
Donner
in
party.
the world that would
Donner
say
party.
that with
Fire
him.
to Donner party. That's the
I
trajectory.
have so many eating people jokes, too. No, I'm clearing out one of those freight containers. Forget the tent. I'm staying in one of those big trucks, and I'm setting up camp in there. I'm grabbing the first pallet of liquor I can find. I'm set. You tell me. I'll stay a week. I don't need to be on the first plane off the island. Hey, I'm in the Bahamas. I'll stay as long as I can.
Yeah, just fucking start.
Well, why wouldn't you
spearfishing.
just be smart enough to like go around the island? Like,
Yeah, and not stay on that one little spot. I don't know.
I'm military. Fuck me up, man. I don't go anywhere without like shit I need.
You
in
got
case
your go bag.
Yeah, I always have some sort of thing. I like pull out the Bear Grylls knife, start making fires and shit.
Oh, yeah, yeah. I try to keep a go bag, but it
Yeah.
usually gets pulled apart
I don't
every
know.
camping season because I need some of this stuff in there. But that's a whole separate thing also. I'm not a full-on prepper.
No,
it just
me
sounds like
either.
if you were questioning anything at all, though, about going, I would have canceled. That's just me.
Totally.
I like gotta like. I'm a planner.
Yeah,
and I
you
want
gotta
like
have a-
everything detailed out.
Mhm.
Totally marrying Luke, and he's not like that, so I've had to loosen a little bit. But
It's good to have balance. We
Oh,
have balance
absolutely.
in our
Oh.
relationship too.
I got married and got a full-time designated driver, so
most nights,
I'll take that also. No, we Uber.
We've been married 13 years, and I haven't been on time for anything since. That's about.
Now is that her? Is
That's her.
that's her balance?
Oh,
That's
yeah.
what she adds. Okay.
I'm military. I'm
Yeah.
there like an hour before I need to be.
Yeah, I like it. I stress
good
out over
balance.
being on time or not too. Like even if it's stupid stuff, if I'm 10 minutes late, I'm getting full on
Yeah,
anxiety.
I get
status.
triggered. I'll get triggered on that shit. I gotta watch it. It's like life's not that serious. You don't have to be all,
Yeah,
but
I hear you.
yeah.
Hey, I'm gonna wrap this up, guys. Jason, thanks a ton for being here. This is a blast.
oh man, thank you. I appreciate it.
Look forward to having you again.
Do you have anything you need to plug?
Just that I am gonna be the surprise opener on March 22nd on the poster
Jason.
I'm not on, and on the other stuff I wasn't linked to. But
had
I'm only
no
saying
idea
I'm
this
only
was-
saying that to make you feel really
Okay,
bad
I
and put
do.
you on the spot.
I do. Okay.
You better start linking him to everything now.
I'm gonna tag you in it. I'll
Good
put a
call.
post out.
Yeah.
I'm putting a post out that says, "Hey, our local feature."
We
our
need
local
Jason to bring people.
Right,
Our local feature
not
for
on the poster.
the West Siders Comedy Showcase is Jason Sims.
Just put like a little asterisk
Yeah,
and I'll put it
yeah.
on the bomb. No, you can find me at Jason Sims Magic on Facebook.
Cool.
If you want to see me, I got some videos on there. You can contact me. I'm cheaper than a bouncy house. And other than that, you can catch us Thursday at open mic most
Come
nights.
to open mics Thursdays
you
at the
go.
radar station. Yeah. This probably doesn't matter.com gets you to all of my social media, wherever you get your podcasts. If you're listening to this, you probably have somewhere you get podcasts. Other than that, tickets you can get for the March 22nd show on the website. Last time, this probably doesn't matter.com, and everything you've listened to probably doesn't matter. Thanks, guys.